The feud between Mason Greenwood and Marcus Rashford, a deep dive into football's most explosive controversy. The football world has been shaken to its core as a bitter and very public feud between Mason Greenwood and Marcus Rashford spills into the spotlight. What began as speculation about off-field tensions has now evolved into a full-blown media storm, with both players lashing out at each other in ways fans never saw coming. Once teammates and hopeful stars of Manchester United's future, Greenwood and Rashford are now at the centre of one of the most controversial personal fallouts in modern football history. The spark that lit the fuse came from Mason Greenwood, who has largely been out of the spotlight since his departure from Manchester United under controversial circumstances. In a recent interview, Greenwood made headlines by calling Marcus Rashford a bad influence, hinting at deeper issues within the dressing room during their time together at Old Trafford. Greenwood didn't stop there. He implied that Rashford's public persona as a charity worker and role model for youth was a front, suggesting that behind the scenes, Rashford's behavior was less than professional. Though he didn't offer concrete details, the statement was enough to ignite a firestorm of speculation and outrage across social media platforms and sports media outlets. It didn't take long for Marcus Rashford to respond, and his reply was anything but restrained. In a heated social media post, Rashford slammed Greenwood, calling him a liar and accusing him of spreading falsehoods to cover up his own failings. "I've stayed quiet out of respect for the game and the club," Rashford wrote. "But I won't let anyone, especially someone who knows the truth, tarnish my name for attention. Everything he said is a lie. I've always carried myself with integrity, on and off the pitch." Rashford's response was a clear signal that this was not a one-off comment. It was personal, and it came from a place of long-standing resentment. Rumors about friction between Greenwood and Rashford have swirled for years, dating back to Greenwood's rise through the academy and early days in the senior squad. Sources close to Manchester United suggest that while the two players maintained a public image of unity, there were frequent disagreements behind the scenes, ranging from training ground disputes to disagreements over leadership within the squad. Insiders hint that Greenwood felt overshadowed by Rashford's media image and status as a fan favorite, while Rashford reportedly questioned Greenwood's discipline and professionalism. One unnamed former staff member said, "There was always an edge between them. They weren't friends off the pitch, and sometimes that tension showed during training sessions." The feud has left fans in shock. Social media has erupted with opinions, with some supporting Rashford for speaking out and others expressing disappointment in both players for airing their dirty laundry in public. Hashtags like Team Rashford and Greenwood Truth have started trending, showing just how divided the football community is. Pundits have also weighed in. Gary Neville, former United captain, called the feud deeply sad and a sign of a club that has lost control of its dressing room dynamic. Rio Ferdinand took a more cautious approach, urging both players to move forward and keep the focus on football. While both players are no longer central figures at Manchester United, the fallout is a major blow to the club's image. Rashford remains at Old Trafford, albeit under scrutiny after a turbulent season, while Greenwood's future is still uncertain amid ongoing negotiations about his next move. For the club, this public feud is a reminder of unresolved internal tensions and the challenges of managing young, high-profile talents in the modern game. It also raises questions about leadership within the team, player accountability, and how much personal conflicts impact on-field performance. Where Greenwood and Rashford go from here is anyone's guess. Both players are at critical junctures in their careers. For Rashford, maintaining focus and rediscovering form will be key to rebuilding trust with fans and reasserting himself as a leader. For Greenwood, Any potential return to top-tier football will now be weighed against his ability to rebuild his reputation both on and off the pitch. This isn't just a spat, it's a story about broken trust, shattered images, and the underbelly of elite football culture. The Greenwood-Rashford feud will likely be discussed for years to come, not just because of the players involved, but because it lays bare the pressures, egos, and human flaws behind the game's biggest stars. As the dust settles, fans are left asking, who's telling the truth? What else hasn't been revealed? And can either player truly recover from the damage done? Watch the full breakdown above, leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this developing story.